Alright guys, in this video I'm going to be breaking down my experience with the sugar diet or the sugar fasting, specifically when it comes to making content. So there are plenty of other creators that have probably explained the sugar diet much better than I have. A few that you can go check out. Going to be Anabology. He has a few videos on YouTube, but he's very big on X or Twitter. There's Joshua Rayner, who I think is relatively active on all platforms. And then there is Mark Bell. I believe it's Mark Smelly Bell is his YouTube channel. So they can explain the diet a little bit more. But I was asked by my friend Max here just like 20-30 minutes ago what sparked all the YouTube videos that I've been posting over the last few days. And I think there's a few factors at play that sparked it. I've had some people close to me say like, hey, I missed, when you used to make videos, or just ideas that have come to mind, or also this whole new AI takeover, it seems, of making AI content. So I figured, you know what, let's just put some videos out there regarding some interesting topics. So why I think this sugar diet or sugar fasting really had a pretty big influence on posting all of these videos. So in brief, what the sugar diet or sugar fasting is, they're very similar. Sugar fasting is essentially when you just consume calories from sugar with essentially zero fat and zero protein. There might be a residual couple grams of protein here and there from fruit. That's sugar fasting. And then the sugar diet is very similarly to how some people might do intermittent fasting, where they don't eat from waking until, let's say, 2 p.m. and they eat, one or two meals between, let's say, 2 and 6, and then they fast the rest of the time. During the regular intermittent fasting, they just won't eat anything during the fasting period. And then during this sugar fasting period, during a sugar diet, it would just be consuming sugar calories during that time. So what are the sugar calories? It's honey, fruit juice, certain candies. You'd want to, in my opinion at least, very clean candies. There's some gummy bears or whatever out there that are just made out of like fruit juice and sugar and some gelatin, which is very little protein. Honey, if I didn't mention that, maple syrup, and then some clean sodas without any, again, in my opinion, any dyes or anything like that. Anyway, so that's what I've been experimenting with, primarily getting the sugar carbs from the sugar calories from fruit, a little bit of juice, a lot of honey, and a lot of white sugar. Now, this is something, again, that the other channels can explain, but white sugar is basically just pure fuel. There aren't any pesticides, herbicides, you could call it the plant defense chemicals, anti-nutrients. None of that stuff exists in white table sugar. It is 50% fructose and 50% glucose. So that's kind of what I've been experimenting with. I've had 4 collective days of pure sugar calories, and I don't know how many days of just basically sugar calories until like 3, 4, 5 p.m. and then a protein with moderate fat dinner. And in my experience with the videos I've recently posted, looking back at what caused me to post those videos, it was really driven by sugar calories. As wild as that sounds, of like a reason for posting YouTube videos, if I really boil it down to what it was that drove it, it was that. And what it really hit me was the video that I posted earlier today, just maybe 4 or 5 hours ago. I filmed that video after eating a pretty high protein, high fat meal. There was a bunch of eggs and half a very large avocado. So I don't know how many grams, but it was a substantial amount of protein and fat. And I recorded that video, and it wasn't that I was in like a slumped state. Just relative to all the previous videos I had posted the day before and the night before, I was just not on that same frequency of like locked into the topic. Like typically any of these topics that I'm posting a video about, I am fully locked in with them. Like I'm passionate. It's an understatement when it comes to the topics that I'm talking about, because that's just what I like and enjoy talking about. And I noticed with this meal, I had to actually re-record the video 4 times. Or I would get like halfway through and then I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. And then I would record it again. This doesn't make any sense. I would record it again. And I just found that fascinating. Now, I don't want to say that like, obviously most people are doing this diet for reasons far beyond just being more productive. The basic idea is most diets are a caloric restriction diet, or just they're not necessarily a diet that's driving your metabolism up. And the metabolism, if we just look at metabolism as like a unit of energy, how much energy is flowing through your body and your brain and your actions and your thoughts and your consciousness, really. The sugar diet approach, along with other approaches as well, you could call it pro-metabolic approaches to eating, shoot to increase that metabolism and therefore increase, you could call it, consciousness and your ability to do more because you're consuming more. And I've known this in theory for a while now, but really seen it in practice with these videos that I had posted and that particular meal and video combo that I had earlier today really made it click. So if you're someone that's interested in the sugar diet for other reasons, it could be for fat loss or just increasing metabolism, more energy. But if you're also someone who's just a coach, like, this has been a fascinating 2-day experiment. I've been doing the sugar fasting diet thing for maybe a week and a half now, but particularly with these videos, absolutely fascinating. I don't think I will ever view carbs the way I had viewed them previously. I had been on board with the idea of white sugar being potentially okay for a while now, because again, it doesn't have any of these plant defense chemicals or herbicides, pesticides, etc. But now it's fully clicking. It's not that white sugar is a health food. The body still needs all sorts of things that are only found in animal products. The fats to build up the body, the proteins that are most bioavailable, most nutrient dense, all the minerals, all the vitamins, all these things. But the plant kingdom is really the king when it comes to abundant energy, abundant rocket fuel, which is sugar. Fructose, glucose, it drives everything in the body, and it is absolutely magical. I remember when I first came back to eating animal products just over 3 years ago, I still was in that view of carbs always need to be earned. It's oh, you want half a cup of blueberries, make sure you perform XYZ exercise to earn those carbs. And now it really seems like the script has been completely flipped, where you don't earn your carbs. Your carbs give you the ability to go out and earn more. And by earn, I mean just do more, think more, experience more, just everything more. So that's my experience. If you're a coach making content, I'm not saying go do the sugar diet and all of your content problems will be solved, but I am saying that the amount of energy that you can flow through your body is going to have a massive, massive impact on how much you can put out, whether it's content or helping your clients or whatever else. So at the very least, give it a think, potentially give it a try, and check out those pages that I mentioned. We got Anabology, Joshua Rayner, Mark Bell. It's also another guy on Twitter named Thermobolic. He's a huge, super lean guy, basically doing the same protocol. So would highly recommend to check those people out.